Alright, so here's this bad boy Megatron in the package. Let's take a moment to just look at the package. We have the Combiner Wars, we have the Generations logo here, Transformers up the side, we got a little Spanish going on here, 8+. I actually don't know what the third language is there. Looks like there's 2 languages. But Megatron, Decepticon logo. Very nice artwork here, very classic looking, very G1 looking. We've got the description on the back. It says it takes 15 steps to get him from here to here. I know some people have complained about the reduced number of steps on some Transformers. For me, I want my kid to be able to play with Transformers, so maybe on one this big, you know, it could be a little more complex than some. I could go with more than 15, but that doesn't bother me at all. What I'm going to be interested to see in is how much articulation it has. Now, this is my first Combiner Wars figure beyond Viper, and this is the first Transformer that's this big in a long time that I've purchased. Amazon had a nice deal, and so because of that nice deal, because I had some cash I had made from selling some things on eBay, and because of how G1 looking he looked, yet transformed into a tank, and really, all the guys on Ba Weep Grunt on Any Ba Facebook group, they really are passionate into Transformers, and I like them very much. Lots of good friends in that group. Facebook friends, of course, you know, some I meet and hang out with at Coil or JoeCon, but a lot of people I just know from online, and great guys, so join that group. But they were just so excited. I was more of a casual fan, but I saw this, and man, did it look nice. And so, I gotta get in this. My son, loving TF, is not hurting either. We see multiple languages here on the back. Don't know if that's a new thing, but it says, there was a time when the name of Megatron was honored by many across Cybertron, but power inevitably corrupts, and none are so powerful as mighty Megatron. Long ago, he forgot he was a hero and became nothing more than a tyrant. The war he launched eventually drained his home planet of life. Not even the death of a world could sate his hunger for conquest. Alright, well, I'm going to spare you the packaging noise and just trying to get this guy out, and then what we did is do some pre-cutting. See, it slides out easily from the side. One of these had extra tape on it. I didn't, just one of these sides, but then 2 here. So you have to be aware of that, and you still have a pretty pristine, nice box. If you like to take things in and out, that's not my game. Usually, there's a few packages I think are really beautiful, but most of the time I'm more into the just displaying things loose. That's interesting. Let's see, here we go. We have transformation instructions. It looked like this is a card for stickers, but I don't see any stickers. Interestingly enough, it looks like it has the Autobot symbol. So I guess if you wanted to have a Autobot Megatron? I don't know, we'll see. I pre-cut some cords, so hopefully this doesn't take too long. So we have here a gun and a missile that does not go in that gun. So for those of you who want a Megatron with an Autobot, like the latest run of IDW comic books, looks like you can arrange that. I'll look to that a little bit more. We got a nice, another card art, kind of like that Viper card we had. Very nice card art. I'm liking it. This inclusion has me hopeful for what Mark Webber has in mind for the Joe brand going forward as the new brand manager. I don't know if this was his idea or not, but I know he was involved in the Generations figures, and I don't know how long these are going on, but this is something I'd like for them to take over from the brand and put in Joe. Although I think it should be a picture and then the file card bio information right there. That would be pretty awesome. But got that, and stickers. I can get those where they go in just a moment. And then we have the bad boy himself, Megatron, looking very G1. You can hear Frank Welker talking as you look in his face, I think. Oh man, this would probably be the newest technology type transformer I've had in a while. Newer transformers aside from Viper have been my son's, not mine. So before that I just had a few classics. So I haven't seen all the fancy tricks that these things do. And I've not ever transformed this before, so like I did with Viper, I'm going to do my first transformation right here on the spot here. I'm going to give it a look around first. Okay, so that, okay, that pops out, very good. Pops out, so that way you can get bending here, swivel at the wrist, going here, swivel as well there, swivel here. This seems to be, got something going on here for tank mode, I'm sure. We got good movement here. Looks like no swivel here. Oh, well, a little bit there, up higher, not below the knee. So above the knee we have a swivel, but not below it. But we do have some ankle articulation, which is pretty nice. And we have the swivel here. And then we have a swivel at the head. So that's pretty cool. Do we have, oh, we have up and down movement at the head as well. Man, that face just looks awesome. At first I thought, when I saw this, that the symbol needed to be bigger, so maybe it could fit up here. But as I looked on the G1 Megatron in the cartoon, the symbol is kind of lower. And there is a kind of space like this, although it's smaller. So I think I understand why they made that. But this little thing here is kind of noticeable. I almost want to take the Decepticon sticker and put one there, but they didn't have two in a row, so I don't know. We'll see. I like it. There's red here, red highlights, but the silver's very G1-ish. The red highlights are actually G1-ish because in the G1 figure you had some red in here. Now it's on the arms. I think depending on his movement, that might make them more visible, so maybe some people wouldn't like that. As for me, that doesn't bother me at all. You can knock the kibble back a little bit down so you don't have so much back kibble hanging on there. He looks like a good solid robot. Just in robot mode, I'd give this guy a flat out perfect 10. I don't see anything wrong with him at all. I really don't. That's just for robot mode. So let's see about tank. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try to do this. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm betting this just comes down at some point. It should be really easy. I should be looking at the instructions, but let's just go ahead and do that right now. Let's see. Looks like that is step 1. And then step 2 involves doing this. Then it looks like step 3 involves lifting something up top. It just looks like it's pointing his head up. Does his head just go up? Head up. Maybe this whole thing goes up. That would make sense. It looks like his head though from the thing, but I'm going to do that now. Looks like the crotch plate goes down. Isn't that a weird term, crotch plate? It seems to go just here for now, at least. Then yeah, that piece goes up, and it looks like we turn it around to do, or wait, maybe it's this. If we snap it together somehow, so snap together. Okay, looks like I didn't put that far enough upwards. If I'm leaving the kind of review space, I'm sorry, it's hard to manipulate the transformer. It doesn't look like it goes all the way together, but it looks like it kind of should, maybe. Definitely looks like it does in the picture. Maybe I've got the cannon wrong. Maybe I'm supposed to flip the cannon forward like this, and then yeah. Okay, the cannon should go like this, it looks like, and then that will go together. And you hear all that snapping. Does that make you nervous? It makes me a little nervous. Here we got this popped on. I'm betting this didn't lock in quite like the other one did it? Okay, so these seem to flop around. Aha! And so these flop in and probably connect right there. Seems to work. And then just a peg in there and there. And okay, what does this do? Doesn't seem to do anything at the moment. Cannon does not rotate up. Oh, here we go. That is impressive. So the cannon doesn't actually move up and down, I'm guessing. So pull that out. That looks like it. For you guys that are watching me that know what you're doing, I'm sure there's some of you out there. Please let me know exactly what I did wrong. Ooh. Real treads. That is just impressive right there. Real treads. Everything seems to be pegged in pretty nicely. So maybe on this side. Not quite sure what's going there. The directions aren't the most... there we go. The directions don't explain everything maybe the best way possible. The treads roll pretty good. This is a... Gotta press down a little bit. Well, the background here was, as it came in, you could see some different designs and looks like some different combiner parts and how they combine. So that's actually really cool for you to see. Me, who has 0 combiners, that's pretty neat. The background behind that is James Kavanaugh. It's a Joe poster he did. Very impressed with his work, so I framed it up. He had it at JoeCon. But here is Megatron in tank mode, best I can tell. I'm not 100% sure what those little ports are for. This looks like it goes in here. But I'm not really sure how to make it shoot. Off the top, oh, I'm guessing this right here is how to make it shoot. Yep, alright, there it shot past and underneath the camera. You can see everything looks pretty good in this mode. These seem cool off. This doesn't move a lot. If you drop this down, it moves. That's there. There's that. But I'm a little disappointed that we have no real up movement on the turret. You see, I have somewhere an Armada Megatron. And this Megatron, or it might have originally been a Galvatron, this Galvatron here, and you can see that I forgot I did that knife thing. You can see that I've encased his head in Lego. That way, whenever I transform him, he doesn't, I don't see his head. And you can see his goes up and down as well, and that to me is a big thing, so I don't like that that's reduced. But I feel like with that little slot in there, I almost feel like I should be able to do it. No, I mean that just is going to pull it. I mean if I undo it, I can sort of trick it like it can do something, but not really. And I'm sure you don't need a gigantic angle. But that helps a little bit, but then really you're unhooked for that little gesture. That's better than nothing. Better than nothing. I'd say that. But I would have loved it if it had that. Now I'll transform this guy real quick so that you can see a comparison of the tank. I will then throw in a shot comparison of the two of them side by side. That way you can kind of get a comparison side by side of them transformed. I was not a fan of Armada in a lot of ways, like the minicons and whatnot, but I thought this was a pretty sweet design. Pretty sure this was their version of Galvatron because it was in this color. So here we have this. This isn't as big as this. I see some pieces missing there, but the detail is way better here. This definitely screams G1 Megatron as a tank, Whereas this still is more Armada-ish. And then before I made the design, his head would have been sticking out, which is unacceptable. But this part, I think, is better because of the movement there. And this movement, really, you need to unhook the back to get that movement. So you kind of have to de-transform him a little bit to get him to function as a tank. So there you have it. My big negative point here is that this doesn't move up and down, and this doesn't move unless you take that down. So I would... That is perfectly okay. That one, because that doesn't seem like that big of a deal. But the up and down, I think, makes it lose a point. So I'm going to give this guy maybe an 8.5. Calling that a point. Just half, like a 0.5 loss there. And I think the instructions could have been a little more clear in a couple parts, and I don't think maybe, maybe I should have started with this one instead of this back page. Maybe that would have helped me slightly bigger. So anyways, I'm impressed. I like him a lot. He's going to be up on my shelf, probably up on my shelf in G1 mode, robot mode, but I'll have no problem changing him up from time to time. Definitely I like him more than this guy. Thanks for watching. Let me go see that baby spin. You can kind of see from the reflection the kibble underneath. Give you another slightly closer shot of the kibble underneath here. And then a shot with this down. Kind of see some of that, because that's what you got to do to do this. And this, of course, can go to multiple places. And then maybe... Oh, hey! I didn't realize that this could go into two things, so that's pretty cool. But then also, if I want to unhook this just a bit, so that we can try out my little version of an up and down mode. And we'll spin him from there. Definitely like it better that way. You can see it from this angle that it doesn't look that great, but if you're looking from this angle, it looks just fine. Let's give him a spin from this angle, see if he can stay upright. You can see he just barely fits in the bookshelf there. Just barely. Give you a nice 360 view of him.